You know, it's funny, people say move out into the country and there's no chaos. There's woodpeckers going nuts. And you got little things, dogs barking. I can only imagine what it's like when there's nothing but concrete and people moving around you. How can you possibly, I mean, literally the only thing you have is to go into a room and just try to meditate. I live about 30 minutes outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Every day I drive down Martin Luther King in order to go to job sites that I work at. When I first heard about the officer accident with Mr. Hinton, my brother told me, and I went, wait a minute. They told me where it happened, and I went, how could you possibly go fast enough to kill somebody? I mean, I get it that you could hurt somebody if somebody's jaywalking or blah, blah, blah. But if you're really obeying all the rules, how could you kill somebody? And I get it, there's a fraction. I mean, you could slip on the ice and die. You know, you can hit your head hard enough. But it was like, and then I saw the car, and I turned to my brother and I go, there's no way you could ever possibly go fast enough on that street unless you mean to. I had no clue what happened the day before. I just wasn't paying attention. So what did happen was there was a young man, this boy's son, and I don't know, the kid went astray. He went astray. And he was with a group of friends, and it was probably fun. Now here's the difference. It was probably fun, and he went and did something ornery, and they stole a car. The young man had a gun and an extra clip. Some was going hard in the paint. Right? I mean, let's just agree on that. He was going hard in the paint. Now, when you go to that level of the game, when you're ready to throw a punch, you better be ready to have a punch. I'm not punching you, Scoots. But you have to be ready. I mean, everything's an equivalent. If you're going for an action, you have to be ready for the reaction. Now, here's what's crazy. Honestly, I adore the black community. Adore it. There's certain things that I do not get from family or friends that I freaking love about the black community. And it's especially the laughter and jokes and how they're ready just to go, bam. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. I mean, if you have a decent-minded black friend, they are freaking fun. So here's where we're going to go from here. Then the father sees the body cam. And then he picks the first white cop he sees and kills him, like, viciously. Like, viciously. Almost, I think what he tried to do was a murder-suicide. Because if you look at the car he was driving, I gotta wonder, was he wearing a seatbelt? Because it almost looks like a murder-suicide. If he's wearing a seatbelt,
Are you serious?
there is absolutely, then it's just flat-out murder.
Are you serious? I just went all that way.
But then, there's my little girl there.
I just snuck behind all those trees.
You have to look at the grandfather's response. Look it up. The grandfather's response. My grandson shouldn't have been there. The cop was just trying to get home. I watched 2 people make a mistake. Greatest statement I heard in all of this. Y'all are trying to champion stuff on TikTok and Facebook or just wherever. He watched his own lineage of his son and his grandson. And then he's praying for the cop that killed his son. Because that guy's like, I just killed somebody. Dude, don't act. Just do not act like that's who we are. The kid was running with a gun. And then, not only that, he had another clip. Now, whether that kid was trying to be a badass or not, he did one of those FAFO. I'm dyslexic. He did it, and he found out. And instead of, I'll tell you this, man, if somebody hurts one of my children, which I've been there, the only reason I'm not in jail is because the first thing I realized, because my children didn't die, God bless, but people have hurt my children. The only reason I'm not in jail is because the only thing I had to think about was, if I'm gone, who do they have left? And I'm not even completely sure. Does that man that hit that cop, does he have other children? Who's going to raise them? And that cop, I mean, honestly, if you look at it, honestly, if you really want to go hard in the paint, he killed the wrong guy. I mean, if you want to, he burnt the wrong store. He protested the wrong, whatever you want to go with. It was wrong. It was wrong. And tragedy begot tragedy. The grandfather's response. The grandfather's response is where America needs to hold. The cop just wanted to get home. His grandson got scared, but he put himself there. So mistake. Then his own son made a worse mistake. And at the end of that press conference, he goes, I'm just here to represent Jesus Christ. And we gotta figure out a way to forgive each other. It's kind of like when you go all the way back to Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? This is way better than can we all just get along? It was, I represent Jesus Christ. Mistakes will be made, and forgiveness has to happen. Has to. You have to see the light, children. Even when it's in between something and it's right there, you have to see the light. Now, I'll say this. As you look at it online, it looks like there's a war going on. I work consistently right down the street. I mean, right, just a couple of blocks away. And black people open the door for me. Actually, today, it's funny. Security guard. I'm not going to tell you where I work because that's doxing. A security guard opened the door for me, and then there's, you know how a lot of buildings you have like a opening door and then a chamber and then another door. And I went, "Thank you, sir." And then I walked like 5 steps, and I go to. It was like I said something quickly. It was like one good deed deserves another, or tit for tat, or you know, I if you know me, I'll just throw out something right there. I'm very whimsical. And he goes, "It's the way it should be, right?" And I go, "Yeah, son." And we laughed. We laughed together. Now, I didn't do it because he was a security guard. I didn't do it because he was black. One of my favorite moments of every day is opening a door for somebody. And then when they say thank you, I go, "You have a good day." And it changes the moment every time. It's one thing to say thank you, and but people, you walk down the hallway and everybody go. There's people that'll just walk past you. And there's people, you look right at each other on purpose. I don't even like that. I almost feel like, "Hey, how you doing?" And when people say anything to me, I do not, like, I love giving a response back. And I love it when they do. It actually irritates me when you look at somebody and you actually hit eye contact and you're like, "How are you?" I actually was told this. When you go to other countries and you say, "How you doing?" they'll stop and tell you how they're doing. I mean, it's like, it's not even that they're friendly, because they may not even be a friendly country, but this is a weird American thing that we have where we're like, Another thing I like is I've been told, I live in Indiana, right near the Ohio and Kentucky border. And people in Ohio often say, "Man, I pulled off on that exit and everybody holds the door open for me. Everybody asks me how my day was. Everybody tells me to have a good day." If you're going to go hard in the paint, do it with beauty. Again, if somebody hurts my boy or any of my other 3 girls, I'm going to go hard in the paint. But I will use my discernment. Know that language. Because the Bible preaches this too. I will use my discernment. Then I will have to do my best to use forbearance. I'm using forbearance and discernment right now because I should eat chicken tonight. Young lady. I pray for the father that lost his son. Ain't no way I don't have empathy for him. I pray for everybody. And if we want to just use verbiage, I'm going to say something very incorrect. But it's going to be so correct. All lives matter. And if you're not on board with that, we're headed towards war. And if you are, we're headed towards love. And if you want to figure out how to know something and love them outside of yourself, try to put up with this action. Because she beat my ass for several years. And now look at her. All right, that's my speech. I hope it means something. And I hope Cincinnati figures it out. And I hope they send a message to the rest of the world. We could be a nuclear bomb, or we could be a pinnacle of light. Pick a lane. Pick a lane, and let's go.